As a McDonald's All-American, consensus 5-star player, participated in national camps, tournaments everywhere, Bryce Thompson entered his Kansas career with a lot of expectations, as a lot of 5-stars do, and except for about 2 to 3, maybe 4 games, didn't really live up to him. You got a multitude of factors. You had 2 injury stretches that definitely derailed him at different points right when conference season was getting going, and you have the general it was COVID. Like, it was the most abnormal college basketball season we ever had. Since entering the transfer portal, he's heard from schools all over from coast to coast, from Oregon to North Carolina, Kentucky, to, of course, the more regional ones, along with Arkansas, Oklahoma State, and his hometown Tulsa, which, of course, his father Rod played there in the 90s. Now, what are these schools getting out of him? I mean, first, we got to do a refresher of what he was coming out of high school. Out of high school, he was known for his efficiency as a scorer and just his skill level. He's savvy. He had played with a ton of confidence. Always, he started to make 11 mid-range, but he had great ability to pull up from 3. Like, that was against Caleb Love. Caleb Love played a bunch against North Carolina. Great player. He also set up his teammates well. Good passer, unselfish kid. Really, like, he's great at navigating in traffic. He has great body control, plays his own pace, doesn't get sped up, kind of knows he's never going to be a super mega athlete, but he will find space and he can score. And he was awesome in isolation spots. You almost never saw him play ISO in Kansas, which I get. You have different offensive systems. You got to fit to it. But that's probably not the best system for him. He needs this freedom to just go. That was a go-ahead shot against a great team out of North Carolina at the Bass Pro Classic with a minute left. That's where fit becomes so important for players, especially ones that have next-level aspirations like Bryce Thompson. You look at Kansas, they really kind of love to get the ball inside. They don't run as much as possibly other teams because, they do play great defense. They do have a great system. Bill Self has won a lot of games, but offense is a lot of post touches and dribble handoffs. I think Bryce is at his best in transition when he can get to it, but he needs ISO touches, and he's best in the pick and roll more so than the dribble handoff, where he can work with mismatches and get the defense more off balance and more momentum going towards the rim, where he can make decisions and find the right read. Okay, let's take a look back at what turns out to be his best game of his young college career so far, which was his very first game on Thanksgiving Day in Orlando against Gonzaga, eventual natural runner-up. As a handful of NBA players, Bryce more than held his own. That opening play, got inside, kicked it, good. Now here, ball screen, pull up, money. He'd get it going. They're down 11. They need stuff. This is start second half. They already aware. That's Jalen Suggs. He gets him on his heels, hits the 3, looks super confident. It's just unbelievable. You never really saw that out of the kid again the rest of the season. Now here, the one thing I did like about Kansas, and there's in other games too, is he became a lot better defensively. He's always kind of had the measurables, but when you're a elite player in high school, you don't have to play defense like that. Especially most of the time, like in Oklahoma, he flew around. He was like LeBron blocking shots on the weak side. That's never going to be his game at this level because he's a good but not exceptional athlete. But he's willing to fight, dig in. This one, he stays hooked up on him, gets a steal out of this. It's good stuff. He's got good awareness. He's a savvy player. He's a winner. He makes plays that benefit himself and his teammates. This here gets switches on Drew Timme. He's fighting, he's fronting him. He's not letting the entry pass go in. Well, get the switch back onto the guard. He hangs with him, block. Great possession, just great 15, 20 seconds left. Look at the fire, look at the energy. Again, you don't really see that energy that much after this point, which you have some injuries. You have the normal ebb and flow of a freshman season because he's 18, turned 19 in February. There's going to be an adjustment period. And here, he plays some really good defense. Ends up hitting a tough contested shot over him, but man, like he gets that shot going down. You can't play better defense than that. It's fine. But guess what? He's the one that he wants the ball. He's going to go back, get it right back in the half. Just confidence. Man, it's smooth when it's good. It wasn't smooth the rest of the year. Here's another one, grabs a board. You're down 5, 12 minutes left. Once again, gets him on the hills. Money. That's a guy that's probably going to be a first-round draft pick, that he's got him like that. His other real standout performance in the second half is just Creighton. After a slow first half, he kind of, had the freshman struggles. Look at that easy three, money, good form. His shot kind of changed his form, which you had the broken finger, you had the issue, so you see the confidence coming. Another one where he's good at kicking it out. He's not going to force it. He might take some. He loves to live in the mid-range isolation. What he loves to do is get in transition, gets it here, teammate finds him, gets players on the hill, pull up, easy. That's kind of that's where he lives when it's really going, is that elbow region, which is where his ISO game can be so deadly. Here's another one, a little bit of chaos off the rebound, pulls up, stops, great body control, just swish. He's playing really well, Kansas is up. This is one of the few times I felt like he got to play through mistakes this season. Gets doubled, not strong enough, reckless turnover. It's a tight game. But they come right back down to him in the next possession instead of just benching him because, 18, 19-year-old kids, they're going to make mistakes. You're trying to play through them, especially in that early season game. You want them ready for December. No, you don't want them ready for December. You want them ready for March. And at least that's how I view it. That's how I think should be done. But here, similar situation, makes the right read. He's a good passer out of the pick and roll, gets doubles. I promise you. Bryce Thompson's other standout game was his first against Texas, where he just came out on fire, had a great run for a team that was stagnating, and he got them rolling and built a big first half lead thanks to this performance. Let's take a look at it. Got good matchups where he's able to score over this guy and really put pressure on defense. And what that does is because he's a good passer, it ends up opening up some lanes for other players later on in these clips. But here's another one, gets in position. Great body control. He's never going to be the quickest or fastest guy when we talk about elite NBA athletic ability, but there's rarely going to be a player more skilled and more in control than Bryce. But see, here's one of those options where he gets in, the defense is used to him after attack, and he finds his teammate. He can succeed off these dribble handoffs, but I personally, from watching him play in high school and AU, he's a lot better in the pick and roll, isolation situations, and that's where he can make his money. And it's going to be fascinating to see how he bounces back from this tough freshman season at a new school.